The Business Report, brought to you with the compliments of Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Regional economist Marla Ducaran says Barbados is on course to record some measure of economic growth this year if the country continues to stick to its fiscal reforms. In her regional economic outlook for 2020, Ducaran also believes the island is also on course to meet its target to achieve a primary surplus of 6% of GDP this year.
The state-owned enterprises are being reformed, and that's a key reform with respect to achieving the fiscal outturn and the fiscal sustainability that Barbados needs. Unemployment is rising in Barbados. Construction and investment is still relatively weak, and we need to see further pro-competitiveness, pro-doing business reforms in order to reverse that weak construction and investment that we're seeing.
Ducaran added that the size of the island's construction industry has also been smaller than in previous years, and upcoming major projects could help to get the sector back to the level where it needs to be to help spur further growth.
The economy is expected to have contracted again last year, as I highlighted earlier, based on the reforms, especially the fiscal reforms. But we will likely see growth this year, albeit at a weak pace, not exceeding 1.8% through 2024 as predicted by the IMF. Stayover arrivals through September 2019 were up 4.2% year over year, accelerating over the 2018 number. Now, this is actually expected to increase further this year, based partly on an initiative called We Gathering, which is looking to attract Barbadian diaspora and their friends and families to visit Barbados this year.
The Barbados International Business Association has appointed Carmel Haynes as its new executive director. Haynes will succeed Henderson Holmes, who retires on January 31st after 16 years of service to the association and over 3 decades of working in the development of the international business sector. Haynes previously worked as senior executive at BIBA between 2010 and 2014 and now returns to the association after operating as the regional representative for the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors. Commenting on her new appointment, Ms. Haynes says she is excited to be returning to BIBA. She says with the recent changes in corporate tax legislation and the keen thrust by the government to open new gateways for global business to take place, BIBA is perfectly positioned to work to further advance growth within the sector. Okay, time now to take a look how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
On the Jamaica Exchange, Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial was the volume leader with 9,071,468 units at $1.07 each, and they were followed by Wigton Wind Farm Limited Ordinary Shares and Sagicor Select Funds Limited Manufacturing and Distribution. In Trinidad and Tobago, Ansa McCall Limited was the volume leader with 58,407 shares changing hands for a value of $3,230,077.10, and they were followed by National Flour Mills Limited and JMMB Group Limited. And in Barbados, there was no trading on the regular market.
Two arrows coming together as one. The indelible link between our customers and the bank. One arrowhead represents the needs, dreams, and aspirations of the people of the communities that we serve, while the other represents the people within our Republic Bank group and the products and services that we provide as we work together to build successful societies. These two arrowheads come together in a tight, interlocking embrace, symbolizing the coming together of these two sets of aspirations to form one goal, one people, one bank, Republic Bank.
We're the one for you.
Lebanon's new government is looking to secure $4 to $5 billion in soft loans from international donors to finance purchases of wheat, fuel, and medicines amid the country's worst economic crisis in decades.
Lebanon's finance minister, Ghazi Wezni, who is already seeking up to $5 billion to buy wheat, fuel and medicine, acknowledged that foreign donors were waiting to see the government's program and the reforms it would enact.
Lebanon is facing an unprecedented crisis, and the responsibility facing the government and the finance ministry is immense.
Lebanese protesters aren't the only ones questioning the ability of the new ministers to investigate corruption allegations against the politicians who appointed them. Among those politicians, outgoing Foreign Minister Gibran Bassil, who attended the World Economic Forum in Davos in a personal capacity.
How did you get here?
How did I get here?
Did you take a private plane?
I came simply on my own expenses.
On your own expenses?
Yes.
So this is family money?
No, this was offered to me. You know, as
like to have friends like
I
that.
was, you know, I was invited
We're
here.
not allowed to have friends like that when you're in government.
You think?
No.
We're not either, unfortunately.
No.
Few believe a government controlled by the Iranian-backed Hezbollah and its allies would be able to rally support needed to avoid economic collapse.